Shortly after departing Inter Milan in May 2021, Antonio Conte was interested in becoming manager of Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was close to being sacked in October that year, and Conte emerged as a contender to be named as his successor. But the Italian held reservations about the club's structure, whilst key figures at Old Trafford had their own doubts about him. Conte had left Inter Milan due to disagreements with the club's board over transfers, and United sources feared his confrontational approach to management would bring more problems than success, despite his track record of winning silverware. United were in the mire and Conte, a proven winner, was available, but the club resisted the temptation for a short-term fix and eventually appointed Ralf Rangnick on an interim basis, which at least meant they had time to consider their options. Conte would have undoubtedly inspired a better response than Rangnick last season, although with the benefit of hindsight, his appointment as Solskjaer's successor would have stalled the club's progress for another few years. After Rangnick's appointment, Conte did return to the Premier League, but with Tottenham. Spurs last won a major trophy in 2008, and Conte seemed like a sensible appointment to end that barren run, yet he has failed in North London. Tottenham secured Champions League football last season, but Arsenal's late implosion gifted them fourth position. Since then, Spurs have gotten worse, and their trajectory has made Harry Kane consider his options ahead of the summer. Conte is set to be sacked, and the only surprise is that decision hasn't been taken sooner. Conte has not improved Tottenham. His football has been soul-destroying to watch, and his presence has been toxic at times. The 53-year-old has never looked happy to be the manager of Tottenham, and his bad-tempered rants in press conferences have frustrated supporters, who instead want a coach whose teams do not use anti-football tactics. He exploded after Tottenham collapsed and drew 3-3 with Southampton at the weekend, and his remarkable, fiery comments were made by a manager who gave the impression he wanted to be relieved of his duties. Conte's style has brought him success at every club except Tottenham, and perhaps that's a sign of the times. The majority of league winners in Europe over the last few seasons have played expansive football, not a negative and defensive style. While there are obviously wider problems at Tottenham, Conte has seemed to make them worse, not better. Most elite teams in Europe want to seize the initiative in games and control the contest, but Conte's approach at Tottenham has been defeatist, against the principles of the club, and his style has become outdated. Somewhere in a parallel universe, Conte became manager of United in November 2021, and the downfall that is currently being seen at Tottenham is currently happening at Old Trafford instead. The club would have required a hard reset again, whereas, in reality, Erik ten Hag was appointed. The foundations for a prosperous future have been installed, and the longest trophy drought at the club for over 40 years has ended. The decision to hire ten Hag over the likes of Conte and Mauricio Pochettino has proved to be inspired. Ten Hag wants United to play on the front foot, with energy and intensity, and he's also found the right balance regarding discipline. Ten Hag is a manager for the future, and Conte looks like a manager of the past.